Hello, welcome to the Lead Generation Roundtable. My name is Nick Griffith. This is a weekly Zoom Q&A and a training session every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. For those that are new, this is your opportunity to bring your questions and get them answered. So any questions on lead generation or even lead conversion, going into how can I improve my sales, do bring these to the table. This is part of these sessions. We're going to feature guest speakers as well. And I'm going to be posting on the sign up page who the next speaker is. We can already announce that we've got Richard Woods from The Apprentice. So Alan Sugar is one of his round the table people. He'll be featuring on the 2nd of June. So that's coming up. And if you've got any questions yourself, any things you're stuck on, then do please share away, put the questions in. So actually what we've got here, talking about questions, is we've got some questions from last week. So we're going to start there. And also some questions that have been coming in this morning. Emily was asking, so what questions would you ask every prospect? Well, I think that a great place to start with the prospect is really getting to understand their market, what industry they're in, and also what problem are they trying to solve? Because if you're not in the same space as them, then this isn't going to work for either party. So great qualifying questions are, what industry are they in, and what specific problem do they deliver, a service or product that is solving a pain or a problem? You're going to know from experience either this is my market space or this is not my market space. So that is a very, very important place to start. I think another important qualifying question is what goals are they trying to achieve? They called you or contacted you for a reason, or you're having a communication for a reason, or this might be done over a quiz, or it might be done in an exchange through some form of digital, like an email. So I guess these questions of what goals are they trying to achieve, best to get somebody in an interactive forum on the phone and find out what they're trying to achieve, and also what time scale are they trying to achieve this over. Because if somebody's trying to achieve something in the next week, that might not be possible. If they're trying to achieve something in the next 2 or 3 months, they're clearly motivated. But if they're like, no, you know what, I'm not that bothered, I've got my mind on other things, then they might be the right person, but this might be the wrong time for them. So these are really important qualifying questions. And no one's going to really come out and ask straight away, so do you have the budget for me? But a good idea is, what services are they already paying for? What solutions are they already using now, or have they used in the past? You're trying to get a feel for what their spend level is and where they sit in that. If they're like, no, I only use MailChimp for free and I don't like paying for services, then you're probably already on the wrong track, as opposed to saying how much money do you have as a budget per month. So that was a question. Thanks very much to Emily for qualifying questions. We've got another question here, which is, what are the best lead generation tools? Well, that is a big question. And it's something that actually we're going to drill into on future roundtable, lead generation roundtable, just because there's so much breadth to this. But I would say some of the best lead generation tools. And if we're looking here at the lead generation scorecard, you can see that what you've got here is a funnel. And this funnel, you've got actually something that starts with awareness, goes on to engagement, moves down to conversions, and then actually ends up in leads. So this question about what is the best lead generation tool, it's got to stack through all of these three things. So in actual fact, you want something that's generating great awareness. You want tools that are generating great engagement, tools that are generating great conversions. That's going to be your combination of your best lead generation tool. So I'm actually going to come on to that question and answer in a second. There's a couple more that have just come in. And one from Dan. Thanks for this, Dan. How do you find B2B leads? Well, I guess B2B being business to business. I would have thought one of the the best places to start is the #1 business-to-business networking social media platform in the world, LinkedIn. I think the latest numbers are over 400 million people on there. Now, speaking from first-hand experience, I think it's a business networking platform for sure. Now, there's a lot of people on LinkedIn who are trying to do direct sales, and they're like, "Hey, look at this! Look what we do! Book this in for now." And if you want my honest opinion on that, I ignore those types of messages. Someone's trying to go straight for the sell and the close. You need to be far more subtle. So I think the old rules really apply fast, which is, are you engaging? Are you engaging with this person? Are you trying to help them off the bat rather than trying to pitch them into immediate free trial mode? That's trying to jump to step 3 before you've even built up any kind of rapport. So that's my gut feel on using LinkedIn, which is you still got to be personable, you still got to have connection, you still got to have rapport. Just because you're connected or friends, it doesn't mean you have rapport or connection with that person. And I would also say that from my own experience, some of the best sources of business to business leads are through affiliates and partners. So if you've got a product that you're able to make a margin on and pass that on as a commission to others, or you've got existing contacts in your network where they've already got your target market. So you're looking for people with an existing business audience. Clearly, they're going to be very protective over that. They're going to really want to know, what your agenda is, if you like. They're really going to want to know, that you're credible. They want to keep this very low risk. They're not going to suddenly start promoting you just because you've got something that they can make some money on. They're going to want to know that your product stacks up. They're going to know that other people have been making a success from it, what results they've been getting, these sorts of things. But business to business can really be done so effectively through, I would say, referral, affiliates, and joint ventures. So, in terms of that question, where do you find B2B leads? I would say LinkedIn, joint ventures, and affiliates would be great places to start. Of course, you can target businesses and other social media networks, and of course, you can, when there are live events happening and these sorts of things, you can actually go to live events, or you could refer to who were exhibitors at old live events where it's very much a business to business audience. So that would be another good place to start, where you can go and register and go along and do something what I would call almost old school networking, business cards, and going to meet people. One question here, which is interesting: how can I get free leads? And now I would actually ask the question, do you really want free leads? The immediate response might be, of course I do. However, my experience is always you're looking for quality over quantity, and actually having 1,000 free leads are people that are going to waste your time, but you don't know they're going to waste your time, and you spend a huge amount of time following up and automating and replying and interacting with people that have got no intention of buying, because essentially they were bought in as a free lead. The funnel wasn't adapted to qualify them well at the beginning. That's actually more negative than having 5 quality leads that you might have paid good money for. So if you really want my honest opinion, how do you get free leads? You're asking the wrong question. Is how do I find quality leads for the best price? And the best way to do that with all of these things is to test out your different strategies. Maybe Google Ads is the right channel for you. And Google Ads is something that works for you because you're making enough margin, and you, of course, you can keep monitoring the numbers and repeating on that. But with free leads, if you're thinking, well, I don't have a budget to start spending, then I would look through your existing network. Where's the gold in your list? You may think, I don't have an email list. I don't have a CRM system yet. If you're at that stage of the game, then what about your phone? Who are the people you've met in the network with when all of your life? Contact these people, and actually, this might be a free lead. You might actually not be paying for that lead. You might just say thank you at the end. You might give someone a reward. You might take them out for dinner. I can think of a great story where somebody, his affiliate network actually, they were all doing their thing and making their 10%. And at Christmas, he took his number one affiliate out for a curry. Um, Clearly, he was a business that was doing well enough to be able to afford this kind of gift. And that affiliate was very grateful for the curry, but he also gave him a box. And in that box was, whether it's a £2,000 or £3,000 Rolex, I don't know, a significant gift. And that affiliate was quite blown away and wasn't expecting this. Was very grateful for it. It was completely out of the blue. And then went on the next year, sort of double sales. So actually, they were really, really, really loyal off of that sort of gesture. And I think that there are different ways of getting free leads, but I'd be looking to reward the people that are bringing in the quality leads, and making your business model work so that you're able to reward them fairly. And so they're motivated to keep bringing you in more leads, because free will, from my experience, nearly always run out. And Miriam, what makes a great client to work with? I think this is a great question. I work with some good people, and I work with some people that have been quite hard work. And I would say, well, obviously, what's a great client to work with? This is all about human relationships. Just in the same way we may have red flags if we're entering into a boyfriend or a girlfriend relationship, then same rules apply. You're looking for red flags or signals that this person is going to match your values. And I say values, I would say to yourself, go into a relationship of any sort, knowing what it is you're looking for, where your red lines are, and these sorts of things. So a good one for myself would be respect. And a respect might just be a simple matter of, do they respect my time? If you book in a call and that client's a few minutes late and they're all apologetic, that's fine with me. Stuff happens. I had somebody who was trying to pitch with me. They turned up 20 minutes late and they kind of blew it off like going, oh, well, didn't even apologize. I thought, I don't know what you've got to sell, but I'm not going to do business with you because you're disrespectful of my time, and that doesn't look good for the future. And another element might be something like trust. Are they paying you on time? These first invoices, these things that are, do you really have to say to somebody, here's my invoice at the beginning of the month, and then remind them halfway through the month, oh, can you pay my invoice? And then they get there in the end, but look, I think I've worked with good people and bad people. Some people are bang, right, there's the invoice, it's paid, I trust you. Others are like, okay, we're paying you a bit late, but we're consistent with that. Okay, that's good, and then other people have just said to me, well, actually what we're doing is we're having a bit of a cash flow problem. We're not going to agree this. We're going to send you a text message. We just want to operate at 80% of invoices, and we'll pay that 20% some point in the future. This is a real life example. My outcome of that was I formulated my resignation and sacked them the next month. How can I trust somebody that suddenly decides to give me a haircut on my invoice? That's not good stuff. So look for those patterns. Now I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the funnel. And there's some great questions that were coming out last week, and this thing about how do we get the best lead generation tools. What I'm going to do here is look at these questions. I've got here some questions which are from they're actually from a quiz that I've built called the lead generation score. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put it into the chat. And so if you're wondering what your lead generation score is, just go to this link, leadgenerationscore.com. And what you can do there is you can find out what your own lead generation score is and where your score is broken down by awareness, engagement, and leads. But just to give you a quick flow through here, number one, this step one, awareness. Well, if people don't know you exist, then how are they ever going to do business with you? Now, people might be measuring it as like, well, I'm traffic, it's how many visitors have I got per month? Well, they're visiting your site, probably not accidentally. They're visiting your site because they've heard about you through one way or another. And I know it's a great idea that you've got huge social media followings, but there are many ways of looking at this. So one of the questions you might ask yourself is, How many channels do you use to promote your business or make your business aware to the public? You've got Google, you've got social media, but you've also got email lists, you've got WhatsApp lists. I mean, I've got over 1,000 people on WhatsApp now, and that's just accumulated over time. So how many of these different channels are you using to make people aware? Partnerships, joint ventures, a great way of going one to many. A wise person once taught me, how do you build a list of 100 people? What you do is you find 10 people who have all got a list of 10 and you get to know them. Now you've got a list of 100. Rather than trying to challenge yourself to get to 100 very quickly, that's a great way of doing it. And in terms of awareness, if you really want to blow this up, then I think live speaking, whether you're talking about these days, Zoom live speaking, like we're doing today, or even live events, these are great ways to promote and make people aware who didn't even know you existed. PR, public relations, is always going to be a great sort of way to feature in an article or make a contribution as an expert. And of course, you can publish and make books aware. So there are just some ideas on awareness. And then taking that idea of awareness into all of its different forms. How many different formats are you using to create content? I mean, I think we've all received emails and probably receiving hundreds of emails a day. So how do you stand out from the crowd? And I think that there's many ways you can repurpose something. And I saw a very neat little model recently, which is almost a content rhythm. And what you do is you record a video once a week, a bit like this is going to turn into a video itself. If you're watching it on a video recording, hello, there are many more of these as well to come. So here's a video. You take this video, you record it, you put that onto YouTube, you take that content and then you turn that into a podcast. Now, someone had a team to do this. These are just ideas. You may find you're only able to do one or two of them, but I'm going to give you this idea as a framework. Put that tube straight onto YouTube. So you've got your video on YouTube, then you've got somebody taking this and editing it down into an audio-only podcast. Then you've got something which you can take that same content and just create social media stories. So now you've got content from that. Then you've got content which you would turn into a transcript. So you've got a written text of this, which could become a future book, something that you would get a ghostwriter to help you with, or you could use for yourself. Going further, you've got articles and blogs you can then create out of this, and actually you can keep going with this sort of formula. So you're actually generating many different formats just from one video. You might do that one a week, and all these other things that spin off from that. So in terms of formats you use to create content, I would go and add into those. You've got clearly webinars and group Zooms. You could create images and infographics on what you're doing. You've also got live streams these days as well. So across all your social media platforms, I've watched live streams on YouTube too. And Facebook groups are a great way of getting user-generated content, group support. So you've got people asking questions, you've got your answers, other people have got their contributions. And so you've got all of these different channels, I would say, formats you've got to generate content in. Now, in terms of moving down the funnel into the next step, which is, I guess, engagements. And engagements really, as it sounds, is how engaging is your content for people. And I call interactive content, Zoom calls like this. You've got webinars, you've got Facebook groups, live streams. But one of the most engaging types of content, and this is through a number of different mediums that are actually one of them is shared content, some of the most engaging content, probably content you've actually engaged with yourself. Quizzes and scorecards. Sometimes people like a little game in the middle of the day, and you might actually think to yourself, why would they waste their time on that? And then you find yourself busy in the middle of the day and someone forwards you a link and go, what kind of animal are you? And you think, I don't know, what kind of animal am I? And these are real quiz examples, by the way. So, that's kind of tongue in cheek and a little bit fun. but it's serving a purpose for that business. My scorecard, which you're looking at the funnel here for, this is actually 12 questions which to engage with somebody and give them a real online feedback as to where they are right now in terms of how effective they are in their lead generation. So just in 2.5 minutes, they're able to get that immediate feedback and broken down, bring a bit of awareness into where they're going. So you've got, I'm just going to quick check here, just let anyone else new into the room. That's great. In terms of other ideas, in terms of engagement, chatbots, I think that I've certainly operated and worked with some great chatbots. I've seen some very effective results with chatbots. I've also find them annoying and quite sort of clinical. So finding a sort of happy balance in terms of interactive content. Chatbot might be part automated, and then actually, I really want to speak to somebody after you kind of screen them out. You go and ask them, actually, well, speak to somebody now, and then you have somebody waiting for those live questions. It's just a way of doing a bit more engagement versus, hi, don't know you, please give us your first name, last name, and email address, and we'll send you this 101-page PDF. I think that the biggest PDF I downloaded in the last month was 103 pages, and I haven't read any of them yet. I'm using some of the content for ideas, but I'm not actually ever going to read that PDF. So turn that into something that's engaging. And how would you measure how effective your engagements are? Well, I guess some of those popular ways are if somebody's opening your emails, that's one way people are saying, oh, they're actually engaged in that. But social media is a great tool for seeing how many views and likes and comments and shares you're getting when you're publishing your content out on social media. When I'm operating on my quizzes and my scorecards, actually, these give me a direct, flow of how many people are going through the questions, how far they're going through the questions, and actually which questions are they engaging with the most. So that's given me some direct data. And of course, you can look at your website statistics as well. So I guess it's a case of how engaging is your engaging content. Use the data, and always come back to the data. And if you're not testing different ideas, then you're not really capitalizing on the true potential. I think we're all here to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. And it's certainly an area that the most successful people, the people that have also made the most mistakes. So try out different content and see which is getting the best response from the engaging there. Now on to the last sort of section of the funnel here today. And this is all about conversions. And I'm going to go through some of the questions from my quiz here. And I'm just going to say to you people, if you're looking for conversions here, I guess it's a case of testing again. But some of the different methods that you might be using to generate leads, you've obviously got Google SEO, you've got Google Ads, you've got social media, the organic strategies, which I've heard a lot of people say that although that's popular, you've also got the paid advertising solutions. And I know that some of the rules might change from time to time, but still their business model is to make money from adverts. So if they're not making that an effective tool for you, then it's not a business model that's going to work from them. So those platforms have radically improved how you can do the paid advertising strategy. So you've got organic and you've got paid advertising strategy there. Direct referrals, this it can only happen when you've got some people who can refer to you, who know you, but it's often, it cuts through so much of that credibility sort of barrier. Then you actually got people who are know and like and trust you, who are saying to their friends, oh, I know, like this is good, and they're kind of referring to you. So make it easy for them to refer on to you, give them a reward. And of course, email. People often overlook the value, the gold in their email. So you should be doing a campaign to test which of these is converting the best, to build yourself a little dashboard. Put in there How many messages are going out and how many people are coming back on these? The results might surprise you. So, talking of dashboards, put into there how many new leads are you getting into your funnel? And I say your funnel, how many new leads are joining your CRM or um, are actually making this inquiry? A like or a follower isn't an inquiry yet. They're just sort of, in a sense, interacting and engaging. They're kind of lurking. You know, the real measure of an inquiry is somebody that you've got their contact information and they've joined your list. And I think something to sort of share from my own experience here is quality of leads. I was talking about this earlier on, but there certainly is something I'm going to quickly bring up again, and that is noise, poor quality leads, time wasters. They're more of a drag and a very significant risk to your business versus having a small number of high quality leads. So really understand not just the volume of inquiries you're getting in per channel, but which ones are developing the quality. So it's not just the number, absolutely. You might get excited, I've got 1,000 people opted in, and this one only produced 10. Which one produced the customers? Which one produced the money? Where's your ROI per channel? And in terms of conversions, most people are on the journey to, maximize what they, I guess they leverage. How many people are converting from an inquiry into, actual first customer and then a repeat customer? And so much of that comes down to customization and automation. I mean, the tools are out there now, available for most people. The flip side of that is most people do not set them up, and it's not something where they're actually maximizing their potential. So if you're gathering information from your customer during the inquiry process, and by the way, coming back to that, you might do some of that over a phone call, or you might be doing that as part of the lead generation process. So they've downloaded this report, so they're interested in this particular topic area. Follow up based on their inquiry, personalize that follow up, and then continue that follow up. Again, it's based on the information they're giving you, not just at the beginning, but on that ongoing journey. And I guess, in terms of some of the main points here, what I was going to do here is I was also going to look at just in terms of your consistency here. It's great to have large numbers of leads, and some businesses are hugely seasonal. But I think it's an important area that when your leads are coming in, as of course where. And actually, if you're a digital business or a business that can cope with all of your leads and inquiries happening in 1 month out of 12, fantastic. They've got a digital product to sell. You can keep converting those. That's great. But what you really want to know is, to a degree, of course, how to sort of spread that over. Because if you're delivering a service that takes up time, a team of people aren't going to just work with you for 1 month a year and then disappear off the rest of the time. Your best members won't really be available. They might not. They're certainly not going to sit around for 11 months of the year. So definitely look at when your leads are coming in, and so you're looking to try and obviously smooth some of that demand over the year. Now, in terms of the lead generation scorecard, what we've got here is, you can see there's 3 elements here and an overall score. And some people might think, well, what is my lead generation score? So you can go to this and find out your score and just click on this button and just go to leadgenerationscore.com. Now, in terms of results, what I was going to do is just share what does that mean. And I've done here, these are a kind of sample of my own answers, and these are available to you. So if you're looking at this and thinking, oh, right, okay, well, my overall score is not this, but what is my overall score? And what is my score on awareness, engagement, and conversions? Then by completing this quiz, it takes on average 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes maximum. And these are like the ideas are customized based on your answers. So if you're scoring highly, you're going to get a different set of suggestions to if you're scoring lowly. So I would strongly encourage you, as a good next step, to come and join the next free weekly Zoom at 11 o'clock, and 11 o'clock every Wednesday morning, and go and complete this score and get yourself some immediate ideas to go and think about how you can increase your score. As for today, if you're interested in booking a one-to-one call and actually finding out some specific ideas, because it does come down to your business and what you're doing, so in terms of what is the best ideas for you, I'm very, very happy to apply my 20 years of experience. I'm just putting the link in here. There you go. You can book yourself in for a 10 to 15 minute personalized one-to-one with me. I'll take a look at your business and I'll give you my ideas and the best suggestions, which are not just about generating new leads, but also generating new leads quickly and on a budget, because anybody can chuck loads of money at the solution, take a load of time on it, but that's of no use to anybody. So that's what it's all about. And as for this week, thanks very much for joining us. I'll see you next Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Thanks. Bye.